her face. She made me feel just like a natural born winner when I'm not even in the race. That's why they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Never had a whole lot of money. I was never good at games of chance. When I'm playing cards with my buddies, where the money flies right out of my pants. Don't you know I got a little secret? It's the ace of hearts up my sleeve. And when I get home to my honey, she give me love like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. When I'm walking through my neighborhood, everybody knows I'm feeling good. See me smiling from my head to my feet. They say, ain't that Mr. Lucky coming down the street? Hey, that's me. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss my lips, when you touch me with your fingertips. I'm Mr. Lucky when you hold me tight. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss goodnight. Baby, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. You know that's right. Baby, 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 baby.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's happening? What's hip? Wait, I didn't even do that right. Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What's shaking on your Tuesday night? I hope everything's going good for you. I hope you're not in a hurricane zone. That would suck. So I'm going to tell you about Ingrown Toenails. Because somebody dared me to last night. Bet you they won't do that again. Gene 1313's here, says, hey, all best show on YouTube. Wow, thank you. That's high praise indeed. Let's see, I got a few things to get off the table here. Tomorrow, and then, by the way, for those of you who aren't old like me, this will happen to you one day. And I guess depending upon what kind of person you are, you'll react accordingly. I get a little nostalgic, just a little nostalgic. Tomorrow, somewhat important part of my life will be no more. And that is because tomorrow in Las Vegas, Nevada, they will be imploding the Tropicana Hotel. Why is this important to a guy who grew up in Indiana? I hear you cry. When I was doing stand-up comedy, I actually performed at the Tropicana. I was held over there, as a matter of fact, for quite some time. And that was my first Vegas experience of any kind. And Anyway, they're going to blow it up tomorrow. There you go. So I guess I'll just have to keep my memories. By the way, that was back when, people take for granted now they can take a picture of anything at any time. That was back when you had to have a camera and there's no pictures of that. People saying hi. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet. By the way, like, share, retweet, notification bell, all those free things. Oh, especially the like and share that you can do to appease the almighty algorithm as we try to grow the show. Please share with your friends, family, coworkers. We also have super chats and memberships that you can take advantage of. We have a goal every night, like all the good shows do. Our goal is any amount of money. And then please turn on your gifted memberships. It tells how in the crawl. At the bottom, it's telling how right now. And you might get a free gifted membership. So there we go. I didn't know you did stand-up. Oh, yes, many years ago. Uncle Trenchcoat says, oh, man, that sucks about the Tropicana. I've never been there, but it seems like a part of history. Well, it is, and most of the news stories regarding this, which you can find all over the web right now, go out of their way to mention it was the last mob hotel. So it was still a little bit that way when I was there. A little bit. So, yeah, I toured as a stand-up comedian in the late 80s. I didn't like it. I didn't like the traveling and all the other stuff. I like the stand-up. From time to time, a gentleman comes into this chat room by the name of Randy Ramos. He is, of course, the chef, and he sent me a photo. And there he is. There's the chef himself. After preparing a banquet for someone, there is Randy Ramos. I'll put him back up there for a while. SG Fanboy says, ever do shows with any notable names? Depends on what you mean by notable names. I performed all the time with a guy by the name of Hank McGill. That wasn't his real name, but that's his comedy name. And I guess he was really well known because Jay Leno did a national comedy search, and he won it. So he was a pretty well-known stand-up comic for a while. I opened for lots of, the Commodores. I opened for a lot of music acts. Let's see, as far as famous stand-up, the comedians that I would say, a lot of them you just perform on the same stage one night. It's not a big deal, but a lot of the ones I came up with that are still performing are kind of regionally well known. It's like they're not anybody, if I said their name, that you would know who they are. They're, whatever. I bet you it's the only blatantly mob-run casino. It's the last one, and it's not anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. But it was the last one that the mob kind of built or bought when it got started. It's the last with any mob ties, because they got rid of the Flamingo. I think it was last year. But anyway, they're going to blow it up tomorrow. Boogers McGill. Hank McGill had a couple bits I can still remember. He'd go, I'd like to show you a few slides. I went on vacation. I'd like to show you through a few slides. And then he would actually slide across the stage, which was kind of funny. And then he wrote a self-help book. He wasn't a prop comic, but he would have it on the stool. That would be the only thing he would use remotely like a prop. And it was called F 'em by Hank McGill. I got a self-help book. It's called, only he didn't say F 'em, and it didn't say F 'em. It said the real word, which I thought was very funny. But anyway, SG Fanboy said, always wanted to try stand-up, but I never had the balls. Well, go to an open mic at a comedy club and give it a shot. What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? The first time I did it, the most nerve-wracking thing was remembering my act. That's, I think the crowd was the least of my worries. But anyway, no more Tropicana. Good old Tropicana. Didn't want to let me leave. Made that very well known. In a slightly threatening way. Last thing I can tell you, and I found this out just before I went on the air, this will mean nothing to the vast majority of you. However, let's see, it says FM would probably sell pretty well. It was funny because it was made with the title of the book was made like with a blank book cover, and electrical tape was used to spell out. It was clearly handmade. Yep, there's the chef. This will mean nothing to the vast majority of you. However, if you grew up when I did, you didn't even have to like sports to know who Louis Tiant was. Louis Tiant was a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. He had his day. He was a pretty good pitcher. But he was most known for the fact that he would completely turn his back to the pitcher's mound during his windup. I mean, to the batter. Completely. He would spin around so far. Anyway, he passed away today. No more Louis Tiant. So, I personally did not know he was still alive, but I got reminded. I got a reminder. Today's caller, I'd like to draw your attention to the collar, and then also, as usual, to the perfect, you can see it right here, and the folded sleeve. I probably haven't worn this shirt in 2 years, for crying out loud. Perfect collar, and I got this shirt in 1987. Okay, so that's 3 makes 90 plus 34. This is a 37-year-old t-shirt. 37. So it's a t-shirt from the Chatterbox in Indianapolis. When in Indianapolis, listeners of the Tom Gully Show always visit the Chatterbox for the best live jazz. Yeah. Sally, he died when the Tropicana blew up. Cody says, back when they made quality things. You're damn straight. Ariana May says, you should auction off one of your old shirts on here. I suppose I could. I do have a store where you can buy actual shirts, but if you want me to auction one off, I'd give one away or something. I don't know. Kirkland says they don't make them like they used to. Kirkland Red, I haven't seen you in here in ages. It is so good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirkland Red, early on in my returning to doing my show, Kirkland Red super chatted Stuttering John about my show. And I will always be grateful for that. Always. Rarely in the annals of broadcast history have moments been born from opportunity as they were yesterday. Yesterday on this program, a gentleman who so far I don't believe has showed up in our chat room, by the name of Terry Nee, decided to dare me to do a show on Ingrown Toenails. Let this serve as a warning, a clarion call to all those who might try the same ploy. Oh, I'll do a show on an ingrown toenail. at the drop of a hat. Don't you double dog dare me. And with that, I give you the ingrown toenail. Boy, that baby's growing right into the side of his. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And I'll reiterate, if the ingrown toenail show grows well, can the prolapsed anus show be far behind? Nay, say I. The ingrown nail or toenail, also known as onychocryptosis, that's from the Greek. It's a relatively common form of nail disease. However, it is an often painful condition in which the nail grows so that it cuts into one or both sides of the peroneum or nail bed. So that's just anywhere sort of around the nail, obviously. In the tender flesh and skin. While ingrown nails can occur in both the hands and feet, they occur mostly with the toenails. Fingernails, it doesn't happen very often. There's a common misperception that the nail grows into the skin all the time. Sometimes the skin overgrows the nail. And that's a microbial inflammation, causing a granuloma within the nail. A true ingrown toenail, however, is caused by actual penetration of flesh by a sliver of toenail. You guys writing this down? Anybody about to eat? Here, let me just put up a diagram. I think you guys like diagrams. Orpal Trenchcoat says, I can feel that picture. Yes, it's terrible. Kirkland said, Tom, I had an idea for a series of streams where you react to ingrown toenail videos, feet corn removal videos, and earwax removal videos. Well, we've actually shown the blackhead removal videos, the blackhead squeezing videos from the Pacific Rim, I think would be a good way to put that. Super high res, super close up, and just geysers of white, green, and yellow pus. It's toothpaste just coming out of people's pores. It's on the screen. You can see the upper left diagram, I believe, is the one where the skin overgrows the nail or the nail overgrows the other thing. The second one is when the nail gets shortened too much and then it grows into the skin because it's cut back too far. The next one is just where the nail has been trimmed at an angle and then cuts its way into the skin. And then the fourth one's that too. They're all nice. They're all nice. Yeah. They're all really nice. This is what's known as an ingrown toenail in hallux. Hallux. Because as you can see, the toenail has grown in on both sides and most of the front. Oh, yeah. Wait till I get to some of the cures for this crap. You're not going to believe it. Symptoms include pain along the margins of the nail caused by hypergranulation, which just means the nail cutting into the flesh. Worsening of pain when wearing light footwear, and sensitivity to pressure of any kind. In some cases, this pressure can be as light as the weight of a bed sheet. Bumping into an affected toe can cause pain as the nail surrounding tissue is punctured further. Ingrown nails can become easily infected unless care is taken to treat the condition. The signs, just what you might expect: redness, swelling, drainage of pus, and watery discharge tinged with blood. The main symptom is swelling at the base of the nail on the ingrowing side. Ingrown toenails should not be confused with irregular nail growth patterns such as convex nails, involuted nails, or pincer nails. It also should not be confused with the presence of corns, calluses, or debris, or bunions. I bet you're wondering what the main cause of an ingrown toenail is. I bet you may even be thinking that it's just you were born with bad luck and your toe and the flesh of it and the nail just don't get along. Oh, how wrong you would be. Gross. This should stay hidden from the world. Someone's a biter. My sister had her toenail completely removed because she had 4 ingrown nails in 2 years or something. Yeah, that's one of the cures. The chef is in the house. He just walked in the door. Well, chef, we'll put your picture back up. I showed these people your picture earlier. You already know what it looks like. SG Fanboy, a brilliant man, a generous man, a philanthropist. He nailed it. Improper footwear is the cause of ingrown toenails. Another loss for the toe. Exactly. Another loss for the toe. Ill-fitting shoes with inadequate toe box room. Even really tight socks that apply pressure to the top or the side of the foot. If you have shoes that are like thick leather or work boots that are really damp, that softens the nail and also causes swelling of what they call the epidermal keratin. That's just the part of your nail closest to the skin. And that will eventually create an arch, and that arch will cause the ingrown toenail. Genetics can be a part of it. Trauma to your foot. If you played a lot of soccer like me, you had to be very careful because your toenails were always getting split and broken and everything else. Improper cutting of the nail, as I mentioned earlier, might cause the nail to cut into the side fold skin. So it's not necessarily truly ingrown, but it's the same thing at the end of the process. So you really have to watch that angle. You would prefer the bottom be closer than the top. You don't want to make basically a nail. Shoes causing bunches in the toes, especially developmental stages of the foot for people under 21. Poor nail care, including the bad cutting of the nails, broken toenails. Sometimes it's caused by a bacterial infection. And believe me, nail infections, foot or toe, that are bacterial are, you don't want that. There's been some studies done, and they found no difference in the shape of toenails as it pertains to causing ingrown toenails. People have different shaped toenails, and they wanted to see if one was more predisposed to causing ingrown toenails as the others, and they found, nope, that's not the case. The most common digit to become ingrown is, yes, it's your good friend. Oh, by the way, before I get off of this picture here, look at the amount of hair on that toenail. There are people who would pay good money to have that much hair on their head. You know what I'm saying? The most common digit to become ingrown is the big toe. But any of your nails can become ingrown. There you go. You always want extra room in the toe of your shoe. You just always do. So there you go. The treatment for this is very wide-ranging. Mild to moderate cases are often treated conservatively. Warm water, Epsom salts, antibacterial ointments, and actually the use of dental floss to keep the nail separated from the skin. If all that doesn't work, you're going to have surgery. There is one other thing that they do. It's called an orthodontics brace. And it's like a piece of metal that they clip to both sides of the toenail, and then it goes across, and then it goes down toward the base of your nail as a brace to help it grow straight. It's curved. So it keeps that nail curved, and so it won't grow back into your skin. So those braces that's better than surgery, but it doesn't get used that much. Okay? The surgical remedies for this are, I can't show you the pictures. I cannot show you the pictures. There's something called a wedge resection where like they take out all of the skin down to the knuckle on both sides of your nail. So your nail is the highest thing, but it's been resected all the way back on all sides. It's nasty. And I couldn't show you that picture. There's something absolutely gulag called the Van den Bosch procedure. And it was first described in the 1959 U.S. Armed Forces Medical Journal, which should give you an idea. They operated on 55 patients. There's one doctor that's done this 2,700 times, and there's been no recurrences of ingrown toenails. So unlike the other procedures, the Van den Bosch procedure doesn't touch the nail. You anesthetize with a digital block, and then you apply a tourniquet to the whole toe. An incision is made at the base of the nail. Basically, they damn near cut the whole end of your thumb off. Okay? It's nasty. And then they resect all this. I could show you pictures. There are pictures. You don't want the Van den Bosch procedure. There's also one called the Syme procedure, which is basically just the complete removal of your entire nail matrix. They transfer a flap of skin because they're taking that epidermal layer off too. And then stitch it up. Yeah. All of these basically just involve cutting tons of skin off your thumb. So there you go. You guys asked for it. There's one of those braces, by the way. You guys wanted it. There's your Ingrown Toenails show. Hope you're happy. Rumple trench coat. That is funny. Another loss for the toe. SG Fanboy says, I blame mine on socks. I hate loose socks. You just can't put on a pair of socks that's like your girlfriend's or something. It's like way too small and too tight. What day do you get the cast off, FG? Let's see here. Randy says, dang, I missed it. Well, I put it up again. Loose socks sounds like a euphemism. It does. Trench coat's waving at folks. SG Fanboy says, I got tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow. Hope you get that baby off of there. Kirkland Red says, you need a wide toe box in your shoes. You do. Incidentally, it'll help keep your feet warm. Because when your feet are in your shoe, the amount of air in your shoe that can be warmed is what, know how tight they are. Are there any demographics more susceptible to ingrown toenails? Well, that study they did said no. There's no predispositions or anything else. Is that a lot of hair for a toe? Now I feel self-conscious. Boy, I mean, I don't know, man. Looks to me like you could braid that. I'm just saying, this guy here, well, it could be a chick. We don't know. Somehow I feel like a chick with a big toe that big would have hair on the toe, but it's probably just a bias. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, don't mind me, I'll just be curled up in the fetal position over here. Terry Nee says, thank you. Thank you. Terry, you made the description as well. I feel irrationally mad at Terry Nee right now. Karen Garvey says, oh my, I can see why you chose not to show pictures of the Vandenbos procedure. Yes. Toenails, fingernails, they really grow on you. That's funny. Terry Nee said, I had ingrown toenails since 15. Figured out cutting technique is key. That's exactly right, Terry Nee. We just covered that. You can. One of the easiest ways to get ingrown toenails is to not properly cut your toenails. Damn straight. Hey, by the way, like, share, subscribe, notification bell, retweet, all those things you can do to appease the almighty algorithm, the all-powerful algorithm. And then we also do have super chats and memberships if you'd like to partake of those. We have a goal every night. That goal is any amount of money. And then also turn on your gifted memberships. Please, sometimes people gift them and you could get a freebie. It says here that toe is nail fungus, not ingrown. Well, that toe has actually been repaired. It is no longer ingrown. It may indeed have been ingrown due to a microbial issue like nail fungus, but it is being shown to show the brace. So that toe has already been uningrown, and it has got that curvature brace on it that keeps it up and not going to go back into the skin. So I didn't realize Terry Nee was that into ingrown toenails. This week is covered by me. Yeah, you covered this week, last week, I think. Nail fungus videos are gnarly. Yeah, the fungus of the nails is not. And I played soccer all those years, and I would get broken toes, and nothing you can do for them. You just lace them up, and then they get better. But split toenails, toenails come off, all of that. Never had an ingrown toenail. Never, never, never. Well, a man's got to have a time. Terry Nee is going to Turkey for toenail implant. Oh, they do the best over there. I don't know why you would do it here. You're going to save yourself 80, 90 grand. Let's see. Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Colombo podcast, is laughing at Terry. Terry has shattered our goal of any amount of money with his traditional hilarious $1. Oh, that's funny. I don't buy it that in case I fall behind. Yeah. I don't know how you can fall behind our any amount of money. It's not like there's anything. I don't buy it that we don't know how to make teeth and do teeth in this country. I kind of buy it that it's really expensive here and it could be cheaper elsewhere. Although I know there's a lot of places that'll do it cheap here. Maybe they don't go to do a good job. What I do buy, though, is if a guy wants to go to Turkey because he thinks that's the best place to get teeth, more power to him. Let's see. Kirkland Red says, when I first started working, I thought I would wear cowboy boots to be cool. I quickly learned the best work boots are moccasin toe boots. Any brand made in America. What kind of work were you doing? My best pair of work boots ever was a pair of Timberland Pro Series work boots. But this was for like construction, maintenance type of work. So if I had a job where I had to do climbing or be a bit more agile, I don't know that I would have had those because they were big, indestructible boots. They were great, though. They were really great. I got them for half price. It was a place in Darien, Connecticut. And they had a shoe sale. I was just walking down the street. They said half off shoe sale, and I just went in. I was bored. And that's when I got them. I had them for, 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Nee, please hold your applause. Yeah, Terry Nee rocks. All of you guys rock. You really do. I'm lucky to have you folks show up every night. Terry Nee says it's so much cheaper in Turkey and India. I know. Medical tourism is big business. Well, it used to be big business here, and it still kind of is. Whereas for normal things, you go out of the country to get them done. People come from all over the world to have super advanced things done here. If your head's attached to another person's head, this is the place to be. Pipe fitter for a natural gas company, mainly underground. Yeah, you probably had to be more lively on your feet than I did. But I know a lot of people really like moccasins. By the way, my Timberland Pro Series work boots, steel toe. Yeah, steel toe. There's some bitch, steel toe. Oh my God. SG, you are too good to me. This is always difficult because I just feel so flattered and blessed. And SG, you've done so much for the show. All of your great AI work, all of it. And then you've been very generous with donations as well. Thank you so much. That is really nice. And I double hope you get your cast off tomorrow. Terry Nee says, rich foreigners get work done in the USA. They sure do. They sure do. The Doctrine says, I got my second pair of Walmart special work boots for free by switching them for the ones in the box. Terry Nee says SG is awesome. He really is. He really is. All of you guys are awesome. And I don't know if I got really even a right to feel this way, but when I'm in chat rooms on other shows and I see you guys, and you guys, it's the same people every night, and they're not growing very fast. When I see you in other chat rooms, cracking up the room, being funny, I'm proud. I'm like, hey, that's one of my people. Whereas really, you're probably more one of the people that's having the show that I'm in the chat room for. But still, I feel that way. SG said the Timberland Pro Series are the only ones that ever last me more than a year. Yeah. Those suckers lasted me, and they would have lasted me longer, except I started installing and removing a lot of carpet. The carpet that was removed was big sheet roll carpet, and it had been there forever, and it was on with cement. The amount of hammering I did to get that off the glue, oh, God. Anyway, the replacement carpet was sectional carpet. So I was on my knees putting that carpet down, and it wore the tops of my boots off eventually from being on. Anyway, why nobody cares about my boots. Kirkland says, I heard Turkey is actually known for penis enlargement surgeries, and dental work is just a cover. We'll know when he comes back in March. and Gina's on the show. She's got a smile on her face you just can't get rid of. Well, no, Kirkland's right. Doctrine says, I'm kidding. I didn't steal the boots. I don't care if you did. Walmart. I'm not. Huzzah, Terry Nee. Yeah, Terry Nee, you rock, baby. Here, Terry Nee, just for you, I'm going to make a close-up of the Ball State ring. Let's see here. Focus. Dang it. Come on, focus. Dang it used to focus. Okay, let's see how far back we got to pull it to get it there. All right, well, that's the close-up. That was for you, Terry. I hope there's hope for the Utes. What? Utes? Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Youths. My favorite part of that movie, and I love that movie, my cousin Vinny, well, there's a million favorite parts, but I love it at the end when Fred Gwynn comes up to him at the very, 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 very end. He goes, win some, lose some. The Wolf says, I've been trying to learn gun kata, so I may increase my firing efficiency by no less than 120%. I want to be an adversary, not to be taken lightly. Hey, Wolf, I got news for you. You don't even need a gun, and you're an adversary not to be taken lightly. Just visually, when people see you, Karen Garvey says, Terry poking at Bob Levy is so funny. Terry poking at anyone is funny. It's passive-aggressive with a dash of truth. It's very painful. SG Fanboy says, high praise from the top bird. The Wolf says, I wonder if the same applies to Turkmenistan. I don't know what's going on over on all those blah, blah, blah stands. Doctrine says, yep, flooring work will mess up some boots. I know from experience. Yeah, it will. That's why they've got those ones where the outside of it has like a steel or plastic cover over the top. You got to get those kind. Terry Nee's smiling. Terry Nee, you're well appreciated around these parts. Kirkland Red says, I know people who plastic dip the shoes of their boots so they don't. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I wish I'd have thought of it. They wear down. Yeah, I don't know. Terry Nee says, Ball State, always funny. Do I have any Ball State stuff over here? I think I have anything other than this ring. I normally have something pretty close, but... Oh, yeah, I do. I think. No, I don't think I do. Damn it. My briefcase. I have a pen from the College of Communications, Information, and Media at Ball State. Wolf is in the house. Oh, yes. SG Fanboy says, I used to lay and refinish wood floors. Always wore sneakers so not to scuff the floor. It makes sense. Wolf on deck. The Wolf. SG Fanboy says, hydraulic oil eats through those boots pretty quick. Yeah, if I was doing hydraulic oil, I'd get some either totally indestructible stuff or I'd wear galoshes or something over. We're in the collapse. Sorry, kids. Boomers squandered it. No, we didn't. Everything was going fine until all this. Never mind. Wolf saying hi to folks. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. Let's see here. That's a great movie. It is, isn't it? Ain't it? Sure did, Terry. Yeah, I know. We ruined everything. People before us ruined it for us. We ruined it for you. I think we are in the beginning of the revival. You know what we're in the middle of? A big, giant mess. And you know when it's going to get better? Never. And you know why? Because we won't let it. That's why. So, all you youngsters, I get it. You're trying to make things better for yourself in the future. When you get to be my age, I can't speak for Terry Nee, but my attitude right now is, hey man, I'm just trying to surf down this avalanche till they plant me in the ground. I've been trying. I can't change anything. Ain't nobody going to look out for me. So let me see if I can dodge the meteors until it's time to shuffle off. That's where I'm at. So there you go. As Chief Fanboy says, the silent generation were some good eggs. Every generation's got some good eggs, I think. Terry Nee says, my biological clock is ticking. Stomp, stomp. Oh, man, I tell you. I don't even know it's tomorrow, Wednesday. I don't know what tomorrow's show is going to be about. Terry Nee says, just pay me my Medicare, you little bastards. Hey, Medicare? Kind of want my Soch. I'll take that Soch, thanks. Kind of want that Soch. Very last tiny Coke Oreo, 0 sugar. Didn't she say that in the movie? Or were they standing on the porch? I don't know. Win some, lose some. Kirkland Red says, do you ever think about how written language has to be lost before an instruction on making the best concrete ever has been lost? I don't think about that, but now that I am thinking about it, concrete ain't what it used to be. Shrinkflation soda. Shrinkflation soda. I'm not buying it again. I'm not mad at it. It's just I don't understand it. I can't drink something I don't understand. The doctor says, I don't know. I plan to ride the crazy train into Quiet Riot with my twisted sister into hell. Well, I didn't say I wouldn't be playing music. Ruffled Trenchcoat says, I think they're distributing Social Security via Super Chats. I had something I meant to tell Ruffled Trenchcoat. I'll do that in a second. Yes, Randy. Let's see here. Social, Medicare, medical pension. Yeah. Rumpled, I saw there's a girl that does Columbo reviews on YouTube, and her channel name is Watch All the Time or Watch All Year or something. I think she's enthusiastic. I don't think she does as good a job as you do, but she does a nice job. She does an okay job. But I thought I'd mention it to you so you could check it out, if indeed you haven't already checked it out. Let's see here. The Wolf says, I watched the series Lions today. Good show. I know nothing about it. Julian Caesar says, I turned on my furnace. The seasons, they are changing. Yeah. It was man. It got down today here. It was only like 90. Chilly. Let's see here. Strike her channel, Rumple. She stole your idea. No. Yes, Chief Fanboy says, by the time they get finished divvying out the money to illegals, there won't be any money left for your Medicare and Social Security checks. Soch, you got to pay into that? Send her the link. Julian Caesar says, yeah, it's time the Columbo-verse had a wrestling-style feud. Well, the great news is if, like, the Columbo-verse gets in a big fight and somebody gets injured and or killed, they'll have a fleet of people there that can solve the mystery. 90 is chilly. It was low 70-ish here. The Wolf says, 95 here today. Yeah, we're still doing okay. Rumble Trenchcoat says, I think I did. Something like Watch All Day, maybe? Yes, I think that's what it's called, Watch All Day. Kirkland, there's plenty of room for all of us. The reason it showed up in my YouTube feed was because I watch your show, obviously. And so I checked a little bit of it out. And she is, because she's one person, she's doing more of a narration than an actual discussion. And she does little cutaways and funny things and stuff like that. But she could probably use someone to talk to. But she does a nice job, one person, and, you know. I just thought I'd give you a heads up. That's all. I mean, like, I'm sure someday you'll come in here and go, hey, Tom, I just wanted you to know, there's a guy, he's doing a show on Belly Button Lint. He's got 4 viewers. He's kind of one of your competitors, so I thought I'd tell you about it. Aku says, did Columbo ever actually do his job as a mortician? He was not a mortician. That's Quincy. Because it was murder. Kirkland says, I was just kidding. There is a guy who made a Dollar General Cools account. I didn't care. Who put their Cools out on my floor? What movie? Menthol Cool 100s. Ooh, yes. Terry says, once Milton passes up north, winter will curl down. Get ready. Okay. Wolf says, how about Mannix or Frank Cannon? Watch those all the time. Oh, both of those are great shows. All the Quinn Martin shows were great. And all the mystery movies were great. SG Fanboy says, never thought we would live in a world where we had 2 Columbo review channels on YouTube. Yes, we live in the best of all possible worlds. What a time we live in. An abundance of riches. We have 2 professional women's soccer leagues. And nobody even wants one. We have an abundance of... Rumpled Trenchcoat says, she was fine. A little more like a straight review versus our discussions, but a good listen if you're looking for more Columbo. I would say that's a perfect assessment. I would say that's a perfect... I will say this. The thing that I liked the most about what she did was... And I think probably a one person can do this. It's not necessarily as fun because she does put up graphics, is she will say, notice this living room, you're going to see it in another episode, or she'll point things out that are within the frame, which is whatever. Let's see. 19-0 women in men's soccer league. Yeah, I know it. It's always... I like the women that got in the face of that team of guys that had retired from playing for Wrexham. And the women's national U.S. players were in their face before the game. And it's like 13-0. I'm exhausted. Need a nap. Terry, you're not doing such a great job for the boomers. Terry Nees really influenced today's show. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, SG, there's actually a bunch of Columbo review things. Rumpled Trenchcoat wasn't my first choice of names since there were so many out there. Rumpled Trenchcoat is an incredible name. I love that name. I even like the A Columbo podcast afterward, but it could have been just Rumpled Trenchcoat, and I'd still love it. Julian Caesar says, hey, Tom, which sport doesn't currently have, but should have a pro league? What's the next big thing? Well, I don't know what the next big thing is, but there's a sport that's really popular in Europe that I would love if it became popular here. And it's team handball, which is kind of a combination of soccer and basketball. So they've got a ball. It's kind of small, smaller than a basketball, and they pass it and they dribble it, and they use their hands. And then when they get close to the goal, they throw it at the goal, and there's a goalkeeper. Go watch some game highlights on YouTube. Maybe you like it. That's what I'd like to see. I don't want to see. Lacrosse already has a professional league, and we don't need that. Karen Garvey says, Mannix, Cannon, Columbo, etc. When I was growing up, that was family TV night. Love those shows. Yeah, Barnaby Jones, you betcha. Dan August. I could do Quinn Martin shows all day. Don't get me started. Name this decade. Ingrown Toenails. I don't know what the hell that means. If anybody says pickleball, I'm leaving. Kirkland, we just did overrated, underrated last week. Pickleball was one of the things we said. Is it overrated or underrated? And we agreed it was overrated. Rumpel says, I love the name too, so that worked out great. Yeah, it's nice to like your name. SG Fanboy says, Rumpel Trenchcoat is one hell of a name, though. What was your first choice? Terry Nee says, wasn't it called Speedball in the 80s? Spodeball? I don't know. Wolf says, I'm exhausted too. I need to train my chest in a few minutes. I thought you were going to say soccer pong. Soccer has too many bizarre offshoot forms to even consider. The one where elephants play with the giant ball. And, dumb pickleball will go pro. Well, there's pro putt-putt golf, so competitive pickleball, anyone? They probably already have it. In fact, I think they do already have it. I'm almost 100% sure they already have it. In fact, I know they have it. I've seen it on YouTube. Julian Zeter says, I saw some pro lacrosse a few times years ago, cheap tickets. Couldn't see what was going on. They need a bigger ball or something. Just basically an excuse to drink beer and listen to the DJ. Yeah. Well, I don't need no competitive lacrosse. Some of these pro leagues I feel bad for. And that's coming from somebody that watched a lot of soccer leagues fold and soccer teams fold. But there's no hope. It's professional seed spitting. Well, there is pro putt-putt golf, man. It is, they can take anything to its highest logical result, I guess. Tiddlywinks. They got a big tiddlywinks. Not joking. They got a big ass tiddlywinks thing. Arm wrestling. They got it all, man. Foosball. Competitive foosball. Terry Nee says, my balls were pickled from hanging in the toilet water. Did they turn blue or just bluer? Zing. Kirkland Red says in Kansas City, the women's soccer team has a designated stadium. Well, in Kansas City, they have Sporting Kansas City. Peter Vermes is their head coach. Tim Melia is their goalkeeper for many years. The doctrine says, what's tiddlywinks? It's a kid's game where you take little discs of plastic and use them to put pressure on the end of them, and they pop and spin, and it's a stupid game. Rumbled Trenchcoat says, we were going to go with Columbo case files or Columbo files, and I'm glad now they were both taken because I don't know what we were thinking. The only close contender was This Old Man, but my sister reminded me that he doesn't start whistling that until season 3. So there you are. SG Fanboy says, what would it be, the loudest noise or the loudest seed? I think it's the longest spit of a seed. Why not both? Well, that scoring that'd be very complicated scoring. I don't know how you do that. Judges, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. So, Let me see. Do I got any notes? Maybe we'll do The Prisoner tomorrow. Maybe. We'll have to see. My understanding, says Kirkland Red, is the current owner of the Chiefs was pretty pivotal in starting the MLS. He played soccer in SMU. Well, here's the thing about that, Kirkland Red, that everything you said is true. However, the real pivotal guy was his father, Lamar Hunt, who founded the Chiefs and who supported soccer in the United States for forever, in the North American Soccer League and youth leagues and everything else. It was Lamar Hunt. And so when the league began, Lamar Hunt actually owned two teams. He owned the Columbus Crew and he owned Sporting Kansas City. So, yeah. In fact, the U.S. Open Cup, which is an open tournament to all the teams in the United States, is named the Lamar Hunt Open Cup after Lamar Hunt and the Hunt family, which have done tremendous things for soccer. I have very serious criticisms regarding the changing face of soccer and their inability to cope with it for the last 20 years, but you can't deny everything they've done for the sport. Aku says, shh, curling is on. Well, get that stone down to the... Julian Zezer says, all the long-standing sports leagues were started by gamblers, the early mob, except for the American League. That's true. I feel ignored, says Aku. Aku, no, you should never feel ignored. SG Fanboy says, got to go with the decibel level of the seed hitting a bucket. Yeah, but see, in order for that to happen, you have to have a bucket within distance of the spit, and seeds don't spit. Okay, you can spit a seed with high velocity, and it'll go real fast. You need to look into the seed spit. I've seen seed spitting contests, and they're always for distance. Julian Caesar says, with newfound popularity and acceptability of gambling, new sports leagues may have better chance of rising. Well, that's true. But then again, maybe they won't, because the players and all the costs of actually putting on a game, from stadium fees, insurance, and all that stuff, have all increased. So, this is a tough ask. You're going to lose a lot of money. Terry Nee says, I know someone who died from an ingrown toenail. The state tried to sue the podiatrist. Hey, man, if something goes septic, you can die from anything. Aku says, didn't Lamar have a brother named Mike? I almost did it. Renal failure from infection. Yeah, you get septic or renal failure, you're done. The Wolf says, ha ha ha, let me get my blue and white trim jacket and my polyester white slacks for my tech shoes. In the village. Oh, God, the village. Thank you, Rumpled Trenchcoat. Thank you. He's gifted 5 Tom Gully Show memberships. That's very much appreciated. See if anybody here's turned their memberships on. I can't tell. I'm not on YouTube. You'll poke an eye out, kid. Doc Torrance says, huzzah, RTC. So close. How did Levy catch a gifted? Levy's in here? I don't see Levy. And I didn't block the actual Bob Levy. So, Bob Levy, he's old. I didn't block Bob Levy. I may have blocked an imposter, but I didn't block Bob. I might have blocked one of the Vince Levys or something. I don't know. Bob's on Rico right now. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. They do that show at the same time I do. After I moved, because they were at the other time. Oh, okay. No big deal. Terry's he's just a sharpshooter. He's just up in the hills, and we're all just drinking water out of our canteens, and all somebody gets it right in the skull popper right in the head. Aku says, I asked Mike which flavor of lube he gifted Julie. SG says, Tom, sometimes gifted memberships go to people that aren't currently watching. Oh, okay. I did not know that. The Levy Vince. Yes, the Levy Vince. Jerk. The doctor says, I turned my gift memberships on, but it took some smooth jazz special lights and massage oil. Did you make a trail of rose petals to gefilte fish was his answer. Gefilte fish. I love watching Chris Tucker try to say gefilte fish and bloopers from that one Rush Hour movie. Terry says, I'm Bob's age 5 months out of the year. So he's 7 months older than you. And what am I? I'm just like a month or 2 weeks or something older than you, or I forget. You can keep track of that. Akumugan is funny. Randy says, everybody got to say goodnight, Gracie. Good night, Gracie. Good night, Gracie. Good night, Gracie. Good night, Gracie. Ingrown toenail. I did a show on an ingrown toenail. Doctrine says, no, didn't have the rose petals this time. Nah, next time. Next time. You just make a trail of carpet fresh. And don't vacuum it. Just leave it there so she can see it. You vacuum it up later. Don't worry about it. SG Family says, I like when he calls Jackie Chan Jackie 30 times in a row. Yeah, instead of his character name in the movie. Aqua says, either funny or suspect of a ward breakout. Yes. SG Family says, his name is Liga, dame. Oh, man, that's so funny. I love those Rush Hour movies. Absolutely. I can't get enough of them. Can't get enough of them. Sucker for them. Terry Nee says, bowel movement is important at Tom's age. I'm always into like precise speaking. There's some great books by Edwin Newman. I highly recommend that you all read. Strictly Speaking, I think, is one. But while what you say, Terry, might be accurate, it's not correct. Being regular is important at my age. The bowel movements themselves are going to happen. There's nothing we can do about that. Just regularity is what we're looking for. We're looking for a consistency of, so you have a rock or you have water, and then there's what's in the middle. We want what's in the middle. We don't want a rock and we don't want water. Who's Gene, and why are we saying hi, Gene? Because he walks in and out of the room a lot. Karen Garvey says, Terry, it's important at any age. Well, that's true. You'll die if you don't poo. Julian Caesar says, do we really need toenails? Get rid of them in infancy, I say. They are a nice protector. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I get the feeling that if I don't go now, I'll never be able to leave. Yeah. First two Rush Hour movies were great. Third one was a big miss. Yeah, you're right. Dupa, so true. It is important at any age. Aku says, ah, yes, a Taco Bell mudslide. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Regularity is very important. You will orchestrate your diet in such a fashion. There's certain menu items you know are going to help keep you regular. I, for instance, was making a flatbread pizza right after the show. Oh, man, why don't we all go on over to Rico? Let's go on over to Rico, huh? What do you say? Thank you guys all so much for showing up, and especially thank you, Terry Nee, for your donation, and SG Fanboy, Thank you for the $20 super sticker. That's very much appreciated. And Rumpled Trenchcoat, thank you as always for gifting and for gifting those 5 memberships. That's very nice of you. YouTube, correct, Tom. You're full of poop. No, that's from day to day, yeah. Raid. Are they raiding? Rumpled, what is the quote from? Well, and I got to wait around for that damn answer. I was going to Rico. I was out of here. Think they'll notice, Aku? I don't know. Rumpled says, nice and regular. I have a regular BM every morning at 7 a.m. Sadly, I wake up at 8. Oh, that's chat of the day. All right. Jean, thank you for being here. She says, night to all. Best chat, best show. I got to get out of here. Put your answer. Oh, it's from my cousin Vinny just after Win Some, Lose Some. Yeah. That's right. Sorry. I don't know why I spaced on that. Win some, lose some. SG family's laughing, I'm sure, it rumpled. Good night, Gene. 1313. Terry says, Tom, Shelly, but tell us about your Jaguar. Later, guys. Hey, so I put new music in my Jaguar today. Yeah. Among the new CDs out there are The Story of the Clash, which is a double CD set, and the Eponymous REM. What else did I put out there? It doesn't matter. Anyway, here we go. Looking at that old clock on the wall, and it says, well, like the Reverend Al Green, I got to get on up out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Till next time. Thanks for the topic, Terry Nee. We'll see you next time.
I guess